So this is a little follow-up from yesterday's video. You know, the one where I said that I am not going to respond to vegans. Sorry if it's a little loud. I'm on my hour break and I'm in the cafeteria trying to talk not so loud. And yeah, so I think that looking at the comments from vegans and the short discussion, the replies that we have in the comments, it's the best way of showing you the complete waste of time to speak to vegans. The video that I did was really not to really convince vegans of changing their mind. Once you're in that cult, you just have to go through the process and hope that they suffer enough to come out of the process. Many do, as I showed you just a small sample, but you can basically search on YouTube why I'm no longer vegan. I mean, there's hundreds, if not probably thousands. Oh boys, somebody in the cafeteria is very loud. I hope you guys can hear me. I'll have to up the volume maybe. We'll check it out. Anyways, I kind of changed my mind. Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the progression. And you'll really see. So the videos that I do are more for people that might be thinking of veganism, to dissuade them. It's more of a preventative medicine instead of treating the patients that are terminally ill from this sick ideology, this vegan cult that on every single level it's a deception. And the reason that it triggers me, as I mentioned before, isn't about individual choice. I think JD from Garland Farms can agree with this. We are triggered. I won't say he's triggered, I'm triggered. And what I mean by triggered is it's upsetting because I see that this is a global movement made by big corporations and globalists that again are going to push this diet, and it's going to have horrible effects on the population. And when all of these policy changes are done, will it be too late? Everything, the whole infrastructure around this will be already set up. Will we be able to go back? Even the people that all of a sudden realize, oh no, this was a deception. Will we be able to fight back to the way things should be without things getting violent? I don't know. I have no idea. For the commentary section of this video, which is a follow-up of yesterday's video on veganism, how it triggers me, I've locked myself in the bathroom at work like a crazy person so that I may have some peace and quiet. I think the cafeteria was a little too loud. So let's use SpaceDoll as an example, and let's look at the discourse and see how this just falls in a circular loop of stupidity, which again I am subjecting myself for your viewing pleasure. SpaceDoll says, veganism triggers you because you do not know enough about the impacts of our choices to understand why being vegan even exists. A lot of people go vegan for health and do not research enough on nutrition and then blame the diet when really it was their own incompetence. It takes a dedicated, strong-minded individual to truly care about what nutrients they are getting, which most meat eaters do not do anyway. Yeah, they really don't have to, because if you're eating meat, you could be a complete moron and still be getting exactly what the body requires. In a time where we can choose to put our money into things that create less supply and demand on products, they are impacting our planet terribly. Why wouldn't we? Yes, because shipping mangoes all across the world on ships and freights and then trucks using diesel fuel, petroleum fertilizers, the mining, the tilling, the destruction of the soil, the death of wild fauna and wild animals. Yes, I completely agree, SpaceDoll, that this is creating less supply and demand. Also, all of the supplements that are required for a whole food, plant-based vegan diet also support big corporations. And by the way, supplements are not FDA approved. Therefore, who knows the quality or even the bioavailability of these stupid supplements. Again, many of these vitamins and supplements are, again, in the form of, D2 instead of D3. Vitamin A is not really vitamin A, it's beta carotene. So, let's continue. Less supply and demand on the products that are impacting our planet terribly. Why wouldn't we? Please do the research before becoming triggered. Yes. Why didn't I think of that? The internet is a big place for valuable and genuine information. This isn't propaganda, and good luck. Let's go to the replies. SpaceDoll continues. Also, you talk about what we were eating in the 20th century. We are living in the present, and meat wasn't being mass-produced in the way it is now. So animal agriculture looks a lot different in present day than it did in the past. And the monocropping is amazing. The fact that if you look at the majority of these plants that you're eating, they didn't even exist in the wild. And currently they're GMO'd. They're sprayed with pesticides, rodenticides, all bactericides. There's tons of chemical. I always mispronounce that, but glyphosate, Roundup. It's pretty ridiculous to think that grass-fed cattle and ruminant animals by regenerative farmers or your local farmer here, in your local area, that is not doing these mass feedlot, form of farming, that by doing that, it's still completely different, the meat, than how it was 100 plus years ago, as SpaceDoll, is implying. Animals are pumped with antibiotics and medicines because of the terrible, not even sure, feces-filled environments we keep them in, which are now giving us antibiotic resistance. Of course, the antibiotic-resistant bacteria that we currently have, it has nothing to do with the overuse of antibiotics. It has to do with the food, the animal food specifically. I doubt you buy grass-fed beef all the time. Well, you called me out on that. It's true. I don't always do it. And I'm sure this guy never shops at the supermarket. I doubt you buy grass-fed beef all the time. And even if you do, the B12 that you would expect from your meat products is significantly harder to get, even as a meat eater. That is a load of poop. That is not true. As our soils across the globe have become deficient in cobalt and the healthy bacteria that is needed to form B12. No, the B12 is formed by bacteria that are native to those chambers, the guts, okay? Eating meat isn't as healthy as it was back in the day. It's a totally different story now. We could eat meat in the past and actually get what we needed from it. Now, as it's being mass produced, it isn't working for us in the ways it was before. Sure. Please do research. It's all over the internet. from real scientists. Real data and studies have been done already on this. So I said, maybe go down to my archived videos and you will realize that my channel used to be a nutrition channel. So don't assume that I haven't done my research. If you are intellectually honest, or perhaps you don't know, epidemiological studies, which is the majority of nutrition, science doesn't prove causation, only associations, which can be further obscured by healthy user bias. So I start asking questions about what percentage of greenhouse gas emissions are from agriculture? What percentage of agricultural emissions are from animals? And what percentage from plants? Check EPA stats. Total is 9, and of that 9%, sorry, I got a cold, is 3%, and plant is 6%. Then after I posted one of the studies that I have posted multiple times in my videos, because most of my videos, the nutritional ones, I actually pop up every single thing that's coming out of my mouth in a visual citation, so you at least know where I'm getting the information. I also, posted a second study, and that one was about the alpha-linoleic acid, the so-called omega-3 plant fats, and their conversion, which is 3%. It's a horrible conversion of omega-3, DHA, and EPA that you get naturally in all animal foods, actually. I said, my suspicion is you read the title and didn't bother looking at the video. All my nutrition videos have the citations from where I got the information. I'm also in healthcare and have a strong biochemistry background, and I've published twice in peer-reviewed. However, it's related to critical care, not nutrition. However, I do understand statistical analysis and scholar research. Can you please explain to me what they mean by link, risk, and association, since you have done so much deep research and have spoken about real scientists? Do you have Dr. Greger in mind as a real scientist? He's the guy in the first video that has sarcopenia and literally has stick arms. He is, in a way, a vegan cult guru. Your claims of B12 deficiency in animal food are completely false. Can you tell me how animals get B12? Meaning, what does animal food have B12, but why does animal food have B12 and plants do not? Also, do you know why B12 is an issue for human vegans, but not for ruminant animals or gorillas, for example? What are the two forms of iron, and which one is in plants and which one is in animals? What form of vitamin D is present in plants versus animals? Where is vitamin K found on a vegan diet? What function does vitamin K perform in the body? Where do vegans get fat-soluble vitamins in their diet? Please answer these things, or I'm not going to continue this discourse. What was the name of the person in my video that I focused on? I asked because I doubt you watched the video from the replies you gave me. SpaceDoll says, so what you're saying is you only trust epidemiological studies and not other forms of science. Epidemiological itself is considered science. What are you even talking about at this point? Epidemiological only covers a small amount of actual science that can be applied to why being vegan is necessary at this current time. You wouldn't be making videos about how being vegan makes you triggered if you did more open-minded research about a branch of different topics regarding our current health and planet, of course, the planet. Agriculture, that's 9% of emissions. And by the way, you know what? I need to do a lot more research maybe on climate change, but my instinct tells me that it's severely exaggerated, that it's probably based on a lot of computer models with false input that allows the computer models to come to conclusions. find it hilarious that you have like industry, energy, transport, and that they're focusing on 3% of the animal food. You know, that like that's going to make a long-term difference. I'm extremely skeptical at the whole climate issue. I don't understand why they're focused on CO2. I always thought of, you know, these smokestacks, you know, like cigarettes. There's tens of thousands of carcinogenic and toxins that are created by combustion. I assumed that that was the horrible stuff in the air, not CO2. Like, doesn't CO2 create a greenhouse effect? Okay, and then the CO2 is what plants need to thrive. Warmer climate, slightly warmer climate. I mean, we had ice ages. Like, how long has science really been recording this change? Has it been like half a millennia? So how do we know these kinds of trends? These are just like common sense questions that I really do have. So planet crisis, of course. So look, I have no patience for these people, and I might sound a little harsh. I might even, may I say, even be rude, because I don't like this ideology, and I don't like people that are spreading it, because it is hurting people. It is a lie. And as I said before, probably wouldn't really care so much if it was an individual choice. But where's the choice now that they're removing meat? Where's the choice when they're saying, within a decade, we're going to be eating bugs and lab-grown meat? Where's the choice for that? That, again, is being pushed on all of humanity. Your vegan brain fog has lowered your reading comprehension. I just said epidemiological studies are crap. The brain fog is also the reason you're unable to even understand what I'm talking about. Because that's what the person said. Like, at this point, I don't even know what you're talking about. I said, let's not waste each other's time. Thanks for not watching the video and commenting based on a title. You didn't answer one frigging question I asked because your Neflix research never discusses these things. As promised, I said this waste of time is over unless you answer the questions. You don't know the answers, so take a hike and give me some answers to the questions. Now, why did I indulge again? Why did I go into this useless discussion with a vegan? It was actually for the viewers. It's actually, I think it's a little bit entertaining, but it's more for the entertainment value, for the benefit of the viewers to really see how vegans act. Please realize not one of the questions, which I know the answer, they were said specifically for reasons, not one answer. Because that person's deep research, again, is based on maybe Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen book and people on YouTube, these activists spreading lies, and, probably research from Neflix, those 16 documentaries. Yeah. Have a good one, guys.